It's about to get dangerous.
Yeah.
It's about to get dangerous.
Episode 261 of Midnight in the Bay podcast. I'm your host, Alex Woody. This is Heat Club Dangerous. Check them out.
Somebody might die tonight. We're living the party life.
Oh, we live in the party life. Is it just me, or are we all recovering from Thanksgiving and that long weekend? Sorry, Canadians, but us United States folks went off this weekend. Leftovers, edibles, alcohol. I mean, I could be speaking for everyone. That's just what I did. Went over to my mom's house, and my mom was like, I don't want you spending money on marijuana anymore. I'm going to give you some. So a little bit of time goes by, and then she comes down with a jar full of weed. And I'm like, oh, cool. She is saving me money. This is very cool. And then I get home later and I open it up and I go to taste it. And it is some of the worst marijuana I've ever tasted in my life. I mean, it's that weed that's so bad, it makes you angry. It makes you frustrated. You're like, what is this? Is this tobacco? And my mom goes, this is homegrown stuff from my friends. And I felt like saying, well, your friends need to know how to grow fucking weed. This is embarrassing. If they had a weed competition, these would be thrown out. These would be disqualified. That's how bad they were. But it's free, so we're smoking bad weed right now. So that's cool. I got that going for me. It's funny. Thanksgiving, I saw my aunt, and first thing she says to me, "Oh, Alex, you look like a snowman." Thanks. And you look like an ugly bitch. You ever think stuff but you don't say it? Wish you shaved that fucking mustache of yours. Hey, next time you bring food, make sure there's no fucking dog hair in it. Thanks. You wish you could say stuff, but you don't want to make people cry or have an awkward moment, you know. And then I saw my grandma, she's hanging off the ceiling with a bottle of champagne. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna be doing that in my 90s, right? Hey, let's drink a lot. When you're in your 90s, you're old. It doesn't really matter anymore, right? I mean, they say a lot of people get into heroin in their 90s. I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. You're going out anyways. Why not have fun with the poop diapers? You know what I mean? Why not when you look at the poop diaper, you go, oh, this is funny. Instead of not high, and you're like, oh God, a poop diaper, I'm dying, right? You want to go out with a laugh. I want to go out with a laugh. You ever see those comedians that die on stage? I ain't talking about bombing, which, by the way, someone at a show last night I did, which I didn't get many laughs, someone goes, you look like Tom Segura. Did you know that? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, your name should be Bomb Segura. Thanks. Yeah, a really not funny comedian told me that. Thanks. I think it was the funniest thing you ever said to me. It's funny when someone else bombs and does horrible and then calls you horrible. Yeah, you're in denial, guy. Yeah. So, I also was thinking about this with Thanksgiving. Nothing worse than sitting at Thanksgiving and getting food and you're next to someone that's on a diet. It's like, come on, guy, it's one time a year. Just eat it. I don't want to hear about, I didn't get this because of carbs. Like it's the one day you could just go off. I mean, I go off every day, but no, Thanksgiving I was getting plate after plate after plate. I mean, I felt like a snowman at the end. I was so high and full. I thought about what my aunt said. I said, you know what? Maybe I am a snowman. Weird. Now I'm asking my mom where I can smoke weed so grandma doesn't smell it on me. My mom's like, go around here, go up over this, around the bend, follow the yellow brick road. I'm like, this is the same woman that told me not to try it. And now I'm sneaking away and smoking with her. My son, also at the table during Thanksgiving, started with his hands tossing his salad with the dressing. And my wife goes, "Oh, he's definitely yours." I was thinking about this at Thanksgiving table. I've never seen a grandma play basketball. Like I've never driven by the park and saw like a grandma like posting up on someone or like putting their arms up and blocking someone or yelling, "I got you, bitch." I've never seen a grandma chugging Gatorade and then smoking a cigarette right after. It's just, it's usually men. It's usually men out there or younger women. When I'm a grandma, I'm playing basketball. I get my, I get if my wife cheat on me with a black guy or like a really tall guy, I would feel disrespected if she cheated on me with an Asian guy or a small person. My wife does workout videos, and I do something a little easier. I do workout photos, and there's less moving, just more posing. As a kid, did you ever? I was thinking about this. You ever go through your parents' drawers? They leave, and you're curious, and you go through their things. What a mistake that was, huh? I remember going through my mom's drawer and finding chocolate body cream. I remember tasting a little bit. Ugh, God, what the hell she use this for? And then years later, I thought about it, like, oh God, I think I didn't find anything worse. You know what I mean? And I really think is my son will do that when I'm older and he's older, and I'm gonna put things in my drawers just to mess with him. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put like a fake ID that has like an alien face on it and like just like make him think I'm from like another world, but I'm like hiding as a human. Just really torture the bastard. Make like weird alien devices, fake stuff obviously, and put it under the bed and stuff. So when he goes searching for money or whatever, he finds, oh my God, my dad's an alien. That would be hilarious. I'm definitely doing that. It's not that would be hilarious. We're doing it, guy. Which, by the way, we are supposed to have two guests tonight. Now, I know the last episode we were supposed to have a guest, and that guy disappeared. I still haven't heard from that guy, but I've seen him pop up on Instagram. Like, why don't you message me, guy? But maybe he hates me. Maybe I said something about white people he didn't like. Hey, they smell, okay? Um, but I'm thinking two of these guests are gonna show up, but who knows? I mean, with my streak, maybe people are just playing a practical joke and saying, "Oh yeah, I'll do your podcast," and then they don't show up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at the messages and no one's looking, and I think they're like, this guy, he stinks. He shaved his head again. What the heck? I'm not going on. So who knows if they show up, it'll be surprise to you and me. That was pure vodka. Yeah, I look Russian. Gotta act like a Russian. You know, if you look black, you gotta act black. That's the rule, guy. You're white, you better act white. But what does that mean? People think, well, if you're white and you act white, that means you act nerdy. But now that's a stereotype right there, because not all white people are nerdy. I know some white people that are hunks that I look at and I go, I wish I was you. You know what I mean? The other day I was in a rich neighborhood for a show, a rich part of San Francisco. And you're in a rich part of San Francisco when everyone's good looking, they're wearing nice clothes. Yeah, I was looking at some of the couples, I was like, huh, I wish I had your life. I wish I was with her. I wish I was him. You ever do that? And you look at something like, that guy got a better role. You know what I mean? That guy wasn't 3 weeks late coming out of his mom and now has a big forehead. That guy's head is proportionate. I wonder if good looking people understand that they're good looking and they realize this. or they just take it for granted. Which, in that case, you should be stabbed in the face because you shouldn't take good looks for granted. You could be just some ugly piece of crap. And that's one of the reasons why I don't chew tobacco because I don't want to be bald, fat, and disfigured. I don't want to be, I don't want to be any other marks on me or anything. I mean, I'm afraid to do stuff because I don't want an eye patch. I don't want a peg leg. I don't want to be missing an ear. I don't need any more uh, dents or disfigurements. All right, I got a lisp. I got yellow teeth. I got the fatness. I think we're good. The baldness. My hearing's going out. Oh, you mean playing loud music for a long time wasn't good for me? You ever find out like you're gonna deal with something or you're dealing with something and you're like, oh, that was bad for me, wasn't it? When you're when you're a teenager, you don't care. I'll have bad ears when I'm older, and then you hit that age, you're like, oh fuck, I was such a dumb shit back then. Oh, what an idiot. God, I remember being on road trips with my parents. I'd be listening to music, staring out the window, thinking about girls I liked. Now I'm staring out the window thinking, how am I going to pay that bill? And that girl I like, will she ever do something to me? She should. I own her. No, I wish I did. I wish I had a different kind of marriage. My marriage, it's fair. Oh, yeah, right. So both. And I wish I had one of those marriages from another country where, you say and they, hey, you better do it, right? I guess that happens here, but it's just really rich people, you know? Rich people don't take crap from anyone. I know a rich person. You call this a cheeseburger? You know what I mean? He can yell at people. It's like powerful. When you're poor, you can't yell at anyone. It's just like, ugh, what are you doing? Like, nothing. I'm an idiot, by the way. Anyone who listens to this should be shot. You guys need to find something better to listen to. This is absolutely one of the worst podcasts ever made in the history of podcasts. And I will be older, and I will listen to it, and I will laugh. I was so young and dumb, wasting my time. I should have been out there on the Wall Street. I'm gonna be looking back in this time, going, "Whoa, that was oof, that was a disaster. That was horrible. I guess I had a midlife crisis in my 30s." But I guess we'll enjoy this disaster as we go. This is a curtain, by the way. This isn't my robe. Don't worry, black people. This is kind of cool with the flower, right? That'd be a trendy KKK member. But it looks like I'm showing it off. Welcome to the KKK meeting. My wife made these special sheets. I I did a stand-up show yesterday, and it was a clean show. Okay, and the guy puts on 8 comedians. I'm sitting back there. I'm like one of the last ones. And I'm sitting back there. I'm waiting. Beer? Yes, please. Beer? Yes, please. Beer? Yeah, sure. And I go up there, and I'm so loosey goosey and tired from waiting to go on. I mean, that's a lot of comedians that I just open up with, "You ever smell my dick?" They're like, "What? We don't know you." No, but I mentioned my dick hanging out, and I was just like, ugh. And then, yeah, I mentioned a couple other things later on, did my set, and then when I got off, the booker was like, "What are you doing? What do you can't, I booked you for a clean show." I felt so bad. But hey, what are you gonna do? You're gonna mess up sometimes. And I want to tell you something. Yeah, I might have blown the clean show. I was the only comedian that someone bought a drink for. You know what I mean? I got off stage, I'm thinking everyone wants to kill me. And then the waitress comes up and she goes, "Were you just the last comedian that went on?" I was like, "No, no, no, I wasn't." And she's like, "No, I think you were." And I was like, "Oh, great, I'm gonna get shot. Let me guess, you're a lesbian? Oh, don't kill me." And then she goes, "No, a guy wants to buy you a drink." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I walk over, this guy goes, "Hey, what up, man? Let me buy you a drink." So I picked the most expensive beer, you know what I mean? The guy goes, "Come on, man, pick something else." I said, "Okay, I'll get a Bud Light." But that was cool, that was, We got another fan. We got another fan listening to the Midnight in the Bay podcast, which is sponsored by Silvertongue Audio. Go to silvertongueaudio.org and you will see my podcast there, Midnight in the Bay. You will see Dazed and Disturbed, which is another fun podcast you can download right there. Dazed and Disturbed is about a guy who talks about dark subjects, but he shines a little funniness on it and a little light on it. And of course, he gets a little help from Mary Jane. You know what I mean? Burns up your day and your podcast. So go check out the Dazed and Disturbed podcast right there, and then the NPC podcast, which I was just gonna say, that's a great one too. The non-player character podcast. It's a video game podcast, and they talk about apples. No, they talk about video games, guy, and they're in the industry, so they know what they're talking about. It's entertaining. They're laughing. They're having a good time. So go check that out. All the podcasts free at npcpodcast.org. Yes, but it's hella hard to listen to your comedy sets after shows too. They say do it because it makes you better, but oosh, it's a challenge. I gotta like pound a 30 rack and smoke 20 blunts and hit myself over the head with a hammer before I listen to my comedy set. I'm like, okay, I'm ready now. Let's see what this disaster is. Because it's kind of good when you think you're good. And then you listen, you're like, "Ugh, I'm not good," you know. But if you don't listen, you're great. You're the best comedian if you don't listen to your sets. You know what I mean? You can be delusional, which obviously isn't good. It's good to listen, and dude, I want to I want to have like clean material, but it's tough. I don't know. Who knows if we'll ever get to that point? Maybe. My mom won't see me until I'm clean. I was like, I guess you're never gonna see me. Good thing she wasn't there last night. She would have had a heart attack. Dick, oh my God. Oh, she would have. What the hell? Did you guys watch the podcast a couple podcasts ago? I don't know if it was the last episode or the episode before that. I was trying to prank call people. Let's see if we can get one of these guys right here. Let's see if we can get one of them that we tried to get last time, okay?
Hello?
Hi, is this Anthony Rizzuto?
What's up?
Hi, is this Anthony Liu?
Speaking.
Yeah, hi, this is Tony with Universal Studios.
What? Universal Studios?
Yeah, we're looking at doing a project, and can you hear me all right? The phone's kind of breaking up.
Wait, who are you?
I'm this is Chris with Universal Studios.
Chris from Universal Studios? You calling me on a no caller ID?
Yeah, I'm on a private line.
Alright.
Yeah, just looking to see if you wanted to work on a project. We got one going on with Terrell Owens.
Who?
Terrell Owens?
Terrell Owens?
Yeah, football player.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're looking at bringing in a diverse director. We know you're part Chinese and part white, and we wanted to bring you in and we love your work and want to see if you wanted to come on this project. So give us your email and social security number, and we'll sign you up. Got him. Gotcha, bro. Yeah, that guy thinks, no, he doesn't. That was horrible. I've been a little out of practice. We got to work on the voices, but hey, we got someone that picked up. That was cool. No, that was Tony Liu. He's a Chinese director I know, great guy. I don't think the guests are coming. I'm getting a little nervous because I didn't write anything down, but maybe you know what we should do? This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna send this Zoom link to this a random person on my Facebook, and we're gonna see if they jump in. Okay, I'm gonna hit up a comedian I've had before. Okay, let's see if this goofball will jump in because these other two stooges are like, yeah, This guy's horrible. This is the worst podcast to do. Bada da boo boo boo. And then maybe this guy, he doesn't know how bad the podcast is because he doesn't listen, like most people. And he'll just come on in. Let's see here. Will this guy click on a random Zoom link? We're going to see if this guy's going to click on a random Zoom link. He may not. You know what I mean? But if he does, that's not good. This guy's definitely got scammed on some porn websites if he clicks on this link. But let's see if he clicks on the link. Is he? He hasn't yet. Come on. I don't think he's gonna. I think this guy's pretty smart. I don't think he's gonna join. But anyways, these guys not joining the podcast. How could they? How could they? We are the greatest podcast in the Bay Area. The Bay Area, Northern California. Man. Yeah, I should have had some drinks before this. I'm running out of steam. Oh, God. Christmas time. The holidays remind me of my bad years of stealing and running amok. I mean, Christmas time was the best time to steal. There were so many people in the stores. Security guards couldn't keep track of you. You could lose them. Now I don't even know how it is to steal. I don't even know if people steal anymore because everything's online. People are using numbers to steal stuff online, fake gift cards and all that. I mean, I'm sure there's still people that steal. I've told this story, right? I stole at the store and I was stealing clothes. I had it on my arm. I had it over my arm like this. And I'm thinking, I just look like a guy that maybe bought clothes real quick or he's just walking out with an arm of clothes. No one's going to say anything. And plus, if they do, I'm going to walk out where the woman's shoe department is, the woman's department. No one's going to be able to take me down there, right? So I go out the door. I'm not 10 steps away from the door. And the biggest black dude you've ever seen, I turn and he looked like a flying squirrel. He was like this and he jumps on me. I'm like, dude, get off of me. And he puts me in and he takes me out. Well, this guy was a woman's shoe salesman. Woman's shoe. This guy looked like he could play for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This guy was 6'6", you know, 280, huge. I was shocked. He looked like, a black version of The Rock. Was The Rock black? Maybe I just offended him. Black Adam. And he took me downstairs. I'm like, I'm going to jail for sure. And the best way, I've told this, best way to get out of jail, just any situation, people cry. I know you may look like a bitch and your friends may call you a pussy, but you will get out of going to jail. And that's what I did. And you always got to throw in, oh, my grandma died, my dog got hit by a car. You throw that in, oh my God. I mean, I did that with a ticket one time. I cried, I took my shirt off, and the guy was like, you need to go to the mental hospital. I'm like, I'm going there right now. And I didn't. I just went home. That was my mental hospital. Crying gets you out of everything. Crying gets you out of a fight with the wife. No one wants to fight with someone that's crying. They're going to leave you alone. And then you wipe the tears away and you get back to playing video games. Sorry, babe, not doing the chores. I'm sad. Lying helps. Lying, crying. I mean, all the things they say not to do helps. Like stealing, that can help your family. You know, Kid get tackled by a big black guy. Guy had good form. That was an intense hit. I got tackled now. I don't even think I could get back up. That one I was squirming. I was like a spider that had a foot over me. I was like, ah, I thought I had a chance. But just like a spider, I didn't. I got squashed. But yeah, good moments. The best part of that story is I had a friend at my house. My parents were out of town. And I told him I was leaving for a sec. He didn't know where I was going, probably the gas station. And I come back hours later because it was like a long interrogation. Police showed up. And it's like nighttime now. My friend goes, where the hell you been? Long story, pass the bong. Let me tell you, I took some rips just to deal with that. I took some rippies. Ippies. You hear me say rippies? See, my son, he still has that kid talk, and then I do kid talk back to him, and it's adding like a E after everything. Like, um, I want some foodie, or yummy. And we just add, I guess, the IE after every word, and then I'll be talking to adults, and I'll do that just like I did now. And people are like, hey, this guy, weirdo, weirdo. I love the past 2 weeks. I've invited people to do the podcast, and they're like, no, this is horrible. I just got a message. The guy was like, your podcast is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I was like, oh, thanks. This is uh this is super cool. Um well, you guys got Christmas plans? uh if you're poor, give people gift cards with no money on them. People won't know there's no money on them until February. I tried to use that gift card you gave me. Oh, sorry. You have the receipt? It's February. Only a psycho would have the receipt still. Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, guy. You act like it's their issue. I'm going to hell. I'm going to hell. I was on Facebook bored at work. You ever on Facebook bored at work and you just like end up looking up old dates, old people you had flings with? I looked up this one girl and saw that she had a wife. She got kids. She's gay. I should have known, because when I hooked up with her, I did everything to her. And then as soon as I put her hand on my junk, she goes, hey, what kind of girl you think I am? I want to say a selfish one, I didn't say anything. I just sat there and didn't realize I should have cried. See, I didn't know about that crying method. And that would, if I would have cried in that situation, oof, she would have gave me the works. Women feel bad when you cry. I remember when I told my mom I got a girl pregnant. My mom was so pissed off at me, and I was so upset. Your mom's mad at you, you're upset, right? Mama's boy. I could just hear my friends in my ear now, pussy, no. And so, anyways, I'm crying. I'm upset. Life was in the drain at the time. Got caught stealing, and at the place I told you guys about. And I'm crying, and I'm in the middle of my apartment complex at the time, and this woman in a robe comes out. And it didn't look like she was wearing anything under the robe. I found that out when we got in the house. We get in, I sit down, she hands me a Bud Light. This is 12 o'clock, noon. And then she sits down, she's got her legs spread. I'm like, oh, geez, Sharon Stone, can you cover it? I was so distraught, though, and so upset that nothing sexually came across my mind. But that woman was hitting on me. That woman was like, she was a drunk. She had already been drinking, and I think she was going through something. And she was like, "Hey, maybe I could take advantage of this hot guy. I had hair at the time. I was in shape. Obviously, I got a chick pregnant. I can't get a chick pregnant looking like this now. I've been trying to get my wife pregnant. She keeps having miscarriages. I gotta get better looking." But anyways, she won't like that joke. The guy, she doesn't listen to podcasts. Um, she thinks I'm an idiot. Isn't that weird? You look and you think like, all the time she's called me an idiot and I need to be a better example and all this stuff, she still stays with me. It's like I'm a project for her. You know what I mean? She wants to see if she can get me to be I don't know, civilized or what she wants but she's good. I mean, she does everything right and I'm like the complete opposite. I'm lazy. I do stuff half-ass. Obviously, look at the podcast. I barely, you should see some of the bookshelves I put in this apartment. They're all like, you touch them and they're the boards are about to fall off. And she's everything by the book, you know. She puts something together, it's right by the paper, and everything is stable and looks good. And I guess you could say it's kind of yin yang, you know. I look at some past relationships and I'm like, yeah, that would have never worked out. They're too athletic. You know what I mean? Ooh. Weirdly enough, I know you guys aren't going to want to hear this, but I really do think things work out for a reason. Maybe I'll realize one day, hey, you gotta put more effort in the pod. Bring something to talk about. So I guess we're talking. We're talking. That's the show, folks. It's a short one, but apparently the producer I noticed didn't release the last audio podcast last week because I turned it in late. Thank you, Paul. And so he'll probably be posting both of these, which will be nice. And I'll try to get you a guest next week. I've been trying, folks. I'm trying to make the podcast better, and these people keep bailing on me. So maybe we'll just find a homeless guy outside, and I'll promise him a coffee and a donut, and we'll get him in here, and he can tell us some stories. Now that would be actually a great podcast. Interview homeless people. I'd probably end up catching something just being next to him. You know, the equipment would be all dirty. Don't touch the mic, guy. So yeah, that might be an idea. That might be something. But anyways, you guys stay black out there, and this is Heat Club with Dangerous. Let's go.
Hit it. It's about to get dangerous. It's about to get dangerous. It's about to get dangerous. Somebody might die tonight.
That basketball move. Boom.
Somebody might die tonight. We're living a party life. Somebody might die tonight. We're living a party life. Somebody might die tonight. We're living a party life. It's about to get dangerous. It's gonna get wild tonight. Pop a bottle of champagne with us. It's gonna get heated tonight. It's about to get dangerous. It's gonna get wild tonight. Pop a bottle of champagne with us. But you better keep your cool. Somebody might die tonight.